Well, we are officially moving, and I just wanted to bid a heartbreakingly sad farewell to my amazing soap room. This is not like the most awesome room ever. The lighting was perfect. There's windows in every room. I have so much space here. Tile floor. I love my new house, but it does not have any room like this in it. The room I'm moving into is basically a bedroom, a smaller bedroom with carpeting, which means it's going to have to be covered or replaced because I am a klutz. If something's going to get spilled, I'm going to be the one to spill it. And this is my huge table. I've been really spoiled, you guys, really spoiled. I've got just a few of my soaps that need to be boxed up. I just wanted to let them cure a little bit longer. And so yeah, and my ceiling fan. Yeah, this room's pretty amazing. It's my getaway. But yeah, I guess the next time a video comes on, I'll be in my new room and I'll just make the best of it and it'll be great, right? Right? I can't go without making soap, so it's just gonna have to do. That's all there is to it. Alright guys, that's it for now. We'll see you on the next part of the video. Okay everyone, so after many weeks and a lot of trials and tribulations, I have finally got my soap room. Well, it's not perfect. It's not exactly the way I want it, but it's tolerable. I'm not going to be in fear of my life. There's not boxes falling all over the place and chemicals spilling out. I think I can deal with it. This is actually our spare bedroom, so we'll see how it works. The lighting is absolutely atrocious. I'm going to have to fix that. I do apologize. It's going to be dark for a while, but I think I can adjust the settings in my editing software, so it shouldn't be a big deal. And I decided to do a few things differently this time around. And as I find it, I'll just kind of explain along the way. I'm actually not completely terrified to show you my closet. One of the biggest things I decided to do was to get rid of any extraneous clutter. I'm trying a new rule. If I don't use it at least every 3 times when I'm soap making, it's going up. It's being put up somewhere. I do have a crock pot collection fetish, I suppose. That's only one of them. I have literally a big box full of them. I love the older ones. That's just me. I love the vintage look. And these are just extra boxes that have got junk in them that I just simply can't find a place for or not going to use right away. But you can actually see the floor, so I'm proud of that. That's some packing materials and display boxes and baskets, all from Goodwill. Let's see. This time around, as far as organizing and rearranging, I decided to try to do it more fluidly, more efficiently. I kind of had it done before, but I mean, by the time we moved to from the other house to here, it was just an absolute disaster, chaos, way entirely too much junk that I will never use. And it just makes for a more pleasant soaping experience, I think, if if you're not scrambling through stuff trying to find that certain one thing you gotta have. It just makes everything so much better, and you just feel better about making it, overall, and it saves your nerves. So I try to get my lies. Well, first of all, I'll start at the top. I've got all of my molds up there just simply to get them out of the way. I do have quite a few mixing buckets. I can't seem to part with them. I use so many colors and so many additives, I just can't do it. Also, I don't know if I ever show you this little tip, but if you have those plastic containers with the sandwich meat in them and stuff you get from the store, I use these all the time to put, I thought I could get away with from hearing Joe, but I can still hear him as plain as day. I'm sorry, you guys, my parrot. He knows when I'm talking, so he likes to be in the middle. But like I was saying, this is a sandwich container top. I use these to put my spoons on, like a spoon rest. I use them to put my handle of my stick blender on. I use them for everything. I mean, they don't tip over. They're washable, reusable. I'm not using paper plate after paper plate after paper plate. So that's just one little tip. I try to keep all my bowls and cups by size, so I can kind of keep ahead of where everything is. I really need to make up some titanium dioxide. Wow. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, back here, I don't know about you guys, but most of us have like 15 million tiny little jars of micas and samples and stuff. I try to keep them all in a box, and I try to make a point to go through them and use them. I don't want to forget about them. And in the front part, I've got clips. These clips are like unsung heroes. I mean, I use these things for everything, from holding my paper in the molds to holding my background onto the little photo booths and stuff that I use for my picture taking, for Etsy and stuff like that. My marvelous samples that I make. I learned this lesson the hard way. I don't know if you watched a previous video of mine, but I had a cotton candy fragrance go really, really, really dark. Like this dark. And it was an absolute beautiful soap before that happened, so I will never do that again. I test all of my soaps for color retention as well as scent retention. You don't have to use that much, and you'll know exactly what you're getting into. And if you use a new recipe, you know what you're getting into as far as how it's going to act, what to expect. It's a little extra time, but it's so worth it. It's so worth the finished product. Let's see. As far as my spoons, I can never find measuring spoons. I had really big trouble with that last time. So I'm trying to keep them all in a vase together. Some spoons I use more than others. I decided to try orange wood sticks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these, but if you've ever gotten manicures or pedicures. Oh, wait a minute. This is that's a skewer. Orange wood sticks. They're flat. And so they could probably make some interesting textures as well. If you ever gotten manicures or pedicures, I'm sure these have been used on you. I'm an old hairdresser, so I'm hairdresser brained like that. So, and that's another reason I have this comb back here. I thought it would make interesting swirls or interesting textures. You know, we'll see. Haven't used it yet, but I plan on it. Another thing I decided to do, we all have cutting boards, right? Wooden cutting boards. This one broke after tons and tons and tons of washing, and I was determined not to throw it away. So if you have, you know, the textured shelving like I do, throw one of these underneath it, you know, so, you know, your jars and bottles won't be wobbly. It's just another recycling tip. What else? Trying to keep my additives together. This was another thing I kind of failed on. The more I use stuff, the more I just throw it in a more convenient place. It's closer that I don't have to worry about. I'm really going to try to do better this time. Oh, this is another little trick I use. Excuse me. We all have old loaf pans. They make great storage tins. I just usually put all my spices in here. I also have my couplings and my piping tips. Oops, my piping tip and all stuff like that. I don't really use that stuff too much. I pretty much make bar soaps and things like that, but I'll know where it's at if I need it. But that's pretty much it. I'm pretty excited about the upcoming soaps. I've got a coffee one that I'm going to try. I've got campfire and marshmallow and oakwood. Angel food cake, which I'm so excited. I can't wait. That's probably going to be my new favorite because I'm a total foodie. But yeah, so far so good. I'm trying to keep as little as on the table as possible, just to cut down on the clutter. Let's see, what else can I think of while I'm looking at it? I've got you guys on a tripod now, so because I stink at moving cameras. Oh, the big roasting pan at the top I found at a thrift store. It is fantastic, and I'll tell you why. Because it's got an adjustable heat setting. You can put it on extremely, extremely low. Way less. I think the lowest it registers is 150, but you can go even lower than that on it. All the way to minimum, which I'm sure is just barely warm, like a warm setting. The thing I love about that thing is the tray comes out of it. So when you get extremely difficult butters and oils, say for instance cocoa butter, I absolutely despise melting down cocoa butter because it's so big and awkward. And the place that I get it from, they don't offer the chips. I usually just buy it in big hunks. I stick it in there, turn it down on the absolute lowest setting, and just let it run. You know, while I clean the house or while I do other things. It's fantastic. It does not hurt the integrity of the oil whatsoever. I just love it. It's another workhorse. I used to use crock pots, but they just weren't big enough. I do like how insulated warm the crock pots do. You have to be careful with those turkey roasters. They can get really, really hot, but if you stay on top of it, they'll do just fine. They're great. Let's see. I do have another basket back there with more spoons and things like that. Let's see what else. I said I was going to do some reviews on some things that I've got. For instance, my Bud multi-cutter. And Also, my log splitter from Heritage. Oh, it's an Etsy store, Heritage Shop or something like that. I feel bad I can't remember, but it's an absolute gem. I love it. And those things in between the tools are those flexible. Pardon me. That's my husband. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My husband's in Arizona and I'm here trying to get this house sorted out and it's actually kind of nice getting lost in my soap room. We all know that this is as therapeutic as it is rewarding, so yeah. Anyway, I think I was talking about the flexible cutting molds. I use them for everything from getting clays and things from the jar or into a jar. Another favorite. And let's see, I use them for making shreds when I, shred up my soap, and well, French milling or whatever you want to call it, fancy term. I cut them. I use them for molds inside my round molds. I use them for placing underneath my log splitter. I don't know if you can tell or not because the lighting's so bad, but I've actually cut down one to go under my log splitter so it doesn't, smear or mar up the wood on my cutter. It just slides beautifully. It never catches or anything. I also use them underneath my bud cutter. Of course, anytime you cut a soap, even if it's cured well, you're always going to have a ton of little crumbs here and there and everywhere. And all you have to do is just lift up the cutter and it's all in just one little neat place. You don't have to spend hours and hours and hours cleaning. Just pick it up and scoot it in the trash. And that's no problem at all. And so let's see if there's anything else I'm missing. Right now I don't really have too many soaps going on. I haven't made any since I've been here. I'm anxious to jump in and get started. Working on a new recipe. See how that's going to work out. I can't really think of anything else. Oh, I did actually have to hire an employee. That's Lucy Laser Eyes. I guess she's in charge of packing. She absolutely loves the bubble wrap. Lucy. Hey, Luce. Tell the soap gang hi. Hi, Luce. Yeah, it's a good kitty. Believe it or not, she's a runt. She's a mix. A mutt cat. She was part of those kittens that, I don't know if you guys saw them or not on Instagram. Oh, there's Diesel. Always on the watch. I swear, you guys, I have a zoo. There he is. But yeah, things are finally starting to come together. Oh gosh, the lighting is terrible. I hate it. But yeah, things are finally starting to come together. My husband has suffered a tremendous amount the past year. He's lost both of his parents in less than a year. So my business is kind of put on the back burner because, there was just absolutely too much going on. He needed me more than I needed soap. And I needed to make sure I was there for him. Because I love him to pieces. He has supported me from day one, and it's the very least I can do. But it's good to be back. Things are starting to come together, and before you know it, I'll be making soap soon. And I can't wait to get started. It's going to be great. it's going to be fun. So hope you guys have enjoyed my little tour of the soap room, and I will see you guys very, very, very soon for another soap making. So you guys have fun and take care. And a little tip, life tip, don't take things for granted, because you never know when you're going to lose them. So have a great day, you guys. Bye-bye.